Once hailed as a towering presence in the world of football, Suge Knight transitioned into a formidable mogul within the music industry. Standing at 6 foot 2 inches, his notoriety was sealed by a series of events that ultimately led to his imprisonment. What drove Knight's remarkable transition from the gridiron to becoming a dominant figure in the music industry? And how did this intimidating presence shape the trajectory of Death Row Records? To uncover the truth, let's journey back to Suge Knight's origin. Marion Hugh Knight Jr. was born on April 19, 1965, in Compton, California. The youngest among his siblings, he was nicknamed Suge due to his childhood nickname Sugar Bear. Raised in a modest neighborhood with both his mom and dad, Suge's upbringing defied the usual expectations. While many assume troubled paths stem from single-parent homes, Suge had the privilege of a two-parent household. Yet, in the middle of the everyday struggles of Compton streets, Suge's journey took an unexpected turn. Though his father and uncle were not involved in the local gang scene, Suge found himself navigating a landscape where gang activity, particularly by the Bloods, was large. But in a neighborhood filled with uncertainty, Suge's dreams was football, not the gang life. Attending Linwood High School, a few blocks away from Compton's chaos, Suge carved his path through the rough and tumble of high school sports. Football and track became his sanctuary, shielding him from the harsh realities of his surroundings. After high school, Suge's talents earned him a football scholarship to El Camino Junior College, a stepping stone on his journey to the gridiron glory of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Under the watchful eye of Coach Hyde, Suge blossomed into a defensive powerhouse for the UNLV Rebels, his savagery on the field matched only by his determination off it. In his junior year, Suge emerged as a standout player, solidifying his place among the team's elite. Voted UNLV's Rookie of the Year, named defensive captain, and earning first-team all-conference honors, Knight's presence was felt throughout the city. Coach Hyde hailed him as a model player, praising his manners and respectful demeanor, making him a true team player in every sense. At the same time, Knight juggled his football commitments with a part-time job as a bouncer at the Cotton Club, a local nightclub. Little did he know, this seemingly inconsequential job would later cross with his fate in unexpected ways. Despite his initial success at UNLV, Knight's football career took an unexpected turn. Dropping out of school and returning to LA seemed to signal the end of his athletic aspirations. However, fate intervened in the form of the NFL crisis of the late 1980s. With players on strike demanding better pay, the league scrambled to fill rosters with replacement players, including undrafted and former college athletes. That meant anyone willing to step onto the field. In a twist of fate, Knight received the call-up he never anticipated. Suddenly back into the spotlight, he joined the ranks of the LA Rams as a replacement player. However, his tenure in the NFL was short-lived and overshadowed by the commotion of the strike. Despite playing only 2 official games and facing hostility from contract players and fans alike, Knight's spell in professional football came to a sudden end with the resolution of the strike. With his football dreams broken, Knight's transition into the realm of gangsterism began to take shape. While hints of his troubled past surfaced, such as incidents of extortion in high school and book reselling in college, the true extent of Knight's future criminality remained concealed. Despite rumors of involvement in drug dealing during his UNLV days, Knight managed to maintain a facade of respectability in the eyes of faculty and coaches. By 1987, as Knight's football aspirations came to a close, trouble soon followed. In October of that year, he found himself involved in a series of heated disputes with his then-girlfriend, Sharifa Golden. Allegedly making threats, Golden asked for legal protection by obtaining a restraining order against Knight. However, tensions escalated further when, during another argument in Sharifa's mother's driveway, Knight resorted to a bizarre act of aggression by using scissors to sever Golden's ponytail. Golden later recounted the incident, revealing Knight's possessive behavior driven by a misguided belief that changing her appearance would stop other men's advances. Despite this episode, Golden astonishingly chose to marry Knight 2 years later. Yet Knight's misadventures did not end there. Just 2 weeks after the haircutting incident, he found himself in handcuffs once more. This time, on Halloween night, Knight was arrested for shooting his friend, Ricky Crockett, during a heated exchange in Las Vegas. With a single gunshot to Crockett's leg and another to his wrist, Knight attempted to flee the scene using Crockett's Nissan Maxima. Though the severity of his actions warranted felony charges, Knight managed to evade significant consequences. Benefiting from his status as a former star athlete, he negotiated the charges down to a mere misdemeanor, resulting in a simple fine of $1,000 and a brief period of probation. In the middle of these legal troubles, rumors swirled that Knight had received an offer from the San Francisco 49ers, potentially salvaging his football career. But the shadow of his recent crimes prevented him from joining the Bay Area team. With football now firmly out of reach, Knight found comfort in the nightlife industry, transitioning from gridiron glory to the role of bouncer. He continued at the Cotton Club, In the upcoming years, he continued this line of work, securing positions at various clubs and music venues across Los Angeles. By 1988, Knight's interest in the music industry increased, marking an important phase in his journey. His fateful encounter with Bobby Brown at an after-party served as the key factor in the transformative alliance. Swiftly transitioning from casual acquaintance to trusted protector, Knight assumed the role of Brown's bodyguard with remarkable ease. With an imposing presence and an aura of intimidation, Knight was skilled at shielding Brown from the uproar of fans. Now, as Knight dived deeper into the newfound role, he gradually immersed himself into the music business, drawing upon his first-hand experiences as Brown's guardian. Knight obtained insights into the inner workings of the industry. It was during this period that Knight became aware of the exploitation of artists, particularly in the realm of publishing rights. Armed with this knowledge, Knight embarked on the mission to ensure that artists received their rightful dues and signed equitable contracts. Knight's journey into an artist management marked the dawn of a new chapter of his career. Signing prominent West Coast talents such as Mario Chocolate Johnson, the DOC, and DJ Quick, Knight began to wield considerable influence within the music landscape. It was through the DOC that Knight forged a pivotal connection with the legendary Dr. Dre, the moment that would reshape the course of hip-hop history. The DOC's affiliation with NWA provided Knight with the gateway to Dr. Dre, laying the groundwork for a mutually beneficial collaboration. Originated from Texas, the DOC's relocation to Los Angeles brought him into the orbit of Dr. Dre and NWA, where he made significant contributions to influential projects like Straight Outta Compton, renaming himself the DOC, which was a nod to his Dallas roots. The growing artist cemented his position as a vital force within the exploding West Coast rap scene. Knight's introduction to the DOC via LA Dre marked the beginning of a fruitful partnership, with Knight leveraging the DOC's ties to Ruthless Records, founded by Eazy-E and Jerry Heller. The release of the DOC's debut album, No One Can Do It Better, in 1989, garnered widespread acclaim, achieving gold certification within a mere 3 months of its launch. Following the triumph of the DOC's album in 1989, tragedy struck just 5 months later in a near-fatal accident. After a night of partying, the DOC, under the influence of alcohol and drugs, fell asleep at the wheel, triggering a catastrophic collision. Thrown from the vehicle upon impact, he collided headfirst with a tree, sustaining grave injuries. The absence of a seatbelt added to the severity of his trauma, leaving him with a crushed larynx, a devastating blow that permanently altered his voice, making it raspy and harsh. Despite his injuries, Knight remained present at the DOC's bedside, offering continuous support during his recovery. But the Knight's concern originated from genuine empathy or strategic calculation remains a mystery, yet his consistent presence left a lasting mark on the DOC's perception of him. During this period of recovery, Knight seized the opportunity to increase his bond with the DOC, persuading him to entrust his managerial duties to Knight's capable hands. As the DOC's manager, Knight embarked on a mission to rectify the artist's unjust treatment at the hands of Ruthless Records. Finding discrepancies in the DOC's contract, Knight and his legal team uncovered gross underpayment for his contributions to NWA. With the goal to destroy Ruthless Records, Knight's scheme came together, and disgruntled musicians formed Funky Enough Records. Teaming up with sports agent Tom Klein, Knight and the DOC laid the foundation for their label. Supported by talents like DJ Quick, sensing a missing link, the DOC set up a meeting between Dre and Knight. Dre's discontent with Ruthless Records pushed him to collaborate with Knight. Together, they broke off their relationship with Ruthless, which sparked an artist exodus and changed the face of the industry. But how did Suge Knight's meteoric rise pave the path to his eventual downfall? Join us in part 2 as we uncover the truth behind Death Row's ascent and demise.